Yeah, hold on. Stop the presses. This is LB the Realist with Surrealistic Studios, Surreal News, where the real is surreal. And Chemo is also here. So, I I could not, I couldn't let this slide. I couldn't let this slide. HuffPost. HuffPost decided to go after Tulsi Gabbard, not only Tulsi Gabbard, but Niko House. HuffPost is going after Niko House, people. I have an article here by HuffPost. We're going to go ahead and dive right into this because, Mr. House is on vacation right now and he can't be bothered by this nonsense and stupidity at this moment. Oh, but when he gets back from his vacation, when he comes back, he has assured me that he will be going extra hard in the paint on this guy by the name of Mr. Charles Davis. Charles. It's always a Charles. No offense to all the Charleses out there. Charles Davis, man. Tulsi Gabbard's top online fundraiser is a Las Vegas shooting conspiracy theorist. Niko House, who won the Hawaii Democrats' recent donor challenge, also believes Bill Cosby was framed and that Pizzagate is real. Again, this is from HuffPost by Mr. Charles Davis here. This was actually just a few hours ago today that this came out. And we're going to go ahead and read this article here. And I'll leave it in the description so you guys can read it for yourselves if you'd like. Representative Tulsi Gabbard is set to have lunch with a prolific conspiracy theorist who argues the mass shooting in Las Vegas was an intelligence operation meant to distract from the Harvey Weinstein scandal, and who is also by far the most successful digital fundraiser for her campaign, according to a recent announcement from the Hawaii Democrats' presidential campaign staff. In seeking the Democratic Party's presidential nomination, Gabbard, while struggling to register in most polls, has attracted a good deal of support from the fringe of both the left and the right, especially online. Even former Ku Klux Klan leader David Duke tweeted his support. They got to go ahead and bring up David Duke. The Congresswoman has repeatedly disavowed Duke's endorsement. I'm glad they at least said that. The campaign has, however, embraced some of its lesser hinged fans. That's craziness. They see that? See how they had to get the last little jab in there? In a May 16th post to the private Facebook group Team Tulsi Online Volunteers, organizer Shani Pomerantz revealed that the campaign had attracted 65,000 donors, an important threshold for being included in the Democratic primary debates. As a thank you for all of your hard work, we'd like to offer you some awesome prizes, Pomerantz told supporters. In particular, Niko House, who won the campaign's donor challenge by attracting 716 new contributors, will get an opportunity to have lunch with Tulsi, Pomerantz said. House, who was a speaker at a March 20th Gabbard campaign event in Los Angeles, is a passionate critic of the official narrative, quote unquote, on most major news events. Mass shootings in the U.S., chemical weapons attacks in Syria, and Russia's hacking of the Democratic National Committee, which he dissects for his 15,000 followers on Twitter and 36,000 subscribers on YouTube, which I'd imagine is going to be shooting up thanks to Mr. Charles here. North Carolina and Chapel Hill. An Army veteran who studied at the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. He first made a name for himself online as the founder of Carolina Students for Bernie Sanders, and later alleged that the Vermont senator's campaign in the Tar Heel state was derailed from within by a sleeper cell of Hillary Clinton supporters who blocked him from revealing their internal sabotage. Somebody made a concerted effort to make sure that I could not talk to Bernie or anyone close to him, he claimed in a March 2016 video recording while driving a car. In 2016, House has succeeded in getting close to Gabbard, who was a surrogate for Sanders during his last run for White House and was a fellow at the now defunct Sanders Institute. House's conspiracy theorizing has since reached another level. Bill Cosby, he has claimed, was probably framed for serial rape after a failed bid to purchase NBC. 80 women came out of literally nowhere, House claimed in a YouTube video. He confirmed that A murdered DNC staffer, not Russia, was the source for the hacked Democratic emails in 2016. Seth Rich was in contact with WikiLeaks, he claimed, and he speculated that the massacre at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, like the gassing of children in Syria, was a false flag. So there's so much in there. Jesus fucking Christ. There's so much in there. You already know how I feel about this whole Bill Cosby situation. He wasn't given a fair trial. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. We're going to continue with the article. That wasn't the only mass shooting House found suspect. If you don't think that the Vegas shooting is somehow connected to Harvey Weinstein, even if it's only as another distraction, then you've got to be, I don't know what you're looking at. House said in a 2017 video. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, who worked with Weinstein, have ties to the CIA, he maintained. Both their families are connected to intelligence agencies. House also expressed a vague but disturbing level of support for Cesar Sayoc, who sent mail bombs to several prominent Democrats and members of the media last fall. I can't say if I would be upset if they go hurt. I would be like, yo, you shouldn't be sending bombs to people's houses because of collateral damage and other people could get hurt. But I don't feel bad for you getting a bomb sent to your house, he said in October. I refuse to trick myself into being sympathetic toward warmongering sociopaths, and that includes George Soros, possibly more than any of them. House has also weighed in on Pizzagate, the conspiracy theory that John Podesta and others on the Clinton campaign were discussing sex crimes in their hacked email. The language just so happens to be code for pedophilia and human trafficking, he said. In another video, he addresses speculation that Chester Bennington, the lead singer of the band Linkin Park, could be John Podesta's bastard child. Bennington, who was sexually abused as a minor, died by suicide in 2017. The Gabbard campaign did not respond to emails and a phone call requesting comment. House did not respond. Gabbard has given no indication she believes these conspiracy theories, but she has given House a shout out. Niko's been great, Gabbard told supporters during the March 2019 live stream. He talked about a lot of very important issues. The feeling is mutual, Gabbard, House said, is the only Democrat saying that Assad is innocent. He has released dozens of videos promoting her campaign. Soon after her own live stream, Gabbard appeared on House's YouTube show to discuss her 2020 campaign, her 2017 meeting with Syrian dictator Bashar Assad, and why she was still a member of the Council of Foreign Relations. A co-host asked about election security, citing concern about the integrity of the 2016 Democratic primaries. A recording of the interview conducted a day before the campaign event in Los Angeles includes a referral link for viewers wishing to donate to the Gabbard campaign. Gabbard has been appreciative of House's efforts on her behalf. You work very hard to try to find the truth, to remain objective, and to really help to inform and educate and engage people in these kinds of conversations, Gabbard told him and his co-host as their interview wound down. This is what we need more of. And again, this is the Huff Post by Mr. Charles Davis. So this is just an attempt by the Huff Post and basically the war movement, basically trying to sabotage Tulsi's campaign by basically putting her in the same conversation with Niko House, incorporating her name with Niko House's channel, Mikasa Sukasa, and saying that because she associates herself with people like Niko House that believe that, maybe Bill Cosby didn't get a fair trial. I don't know if you look into it, maybe, a lot of those women were lying, flat out lying, and got caught lying. I don't know. If you look into a lot of these stories, like the children being gassed, and you found out that, a lot of that was most likely faked, or if it happened, it happened from not the people you think, not Syria, not the Syrian government, when they were already winning the war. So why would they backtrack and do it in front of everybody's faces? This is just an attack on questioning. This is an attack on, basically journalism and an attack on doing your due diligence. Everything that he cited in this article, Mr. Charles, everything he cited in this articles is something that got and gained a lot of attention whether it be mainstream or, alternative media. So, we talk about things like Seth Rich, like these are things that never really went solved. So it's funny how they call you a conspiracy theorist and they label you these terms and they try to get people to think of you in a certain way, but they don't ever look at themselves in that way for believing the Russia conspiracy that, that Russia, changed votes or hacked or colluded with Trump or whatever. They found no evidence. Mueller came back and found no evidence of that. So by your standards, if you investigate something and it comes out that there is no evidence for what you thought there was evidence for, wouldn't you have to put away that argument? A lot of the arguments that Niko House and, me and a lot of other YouTubers, a lot of, shit that we talk about is shit that has been unsolved. So naturally, we have a lot of questions. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. You must question everything. You must continuously speak power to authority. I have to mention, because I didn't make a video on this yet, but let me go ahead and mention it in this video. They just indicted Julian Assange on, the U.S. just indicted Julian Assange on 17 counts? Not to mention Sweden still wants him for the rape allegations or the rape case that they reopened. You know what I'm saying? They dropped the case and then reopened it. And now the U.S. wants to extradite him. He's got, they're trying to give him, 170 plus years? Just a ridiculous amount. What the hell is with the ridiculous amount of years that they give to people? It makes absolutely no sense. No sense at all. So right now, Julian Assange is going through God knows what in Belmarsh, I believe Belmarsh prison. You know what I'm saying? So, and Chelsea Manning is still locked up, from what I hear, indefinitely, because she refuses to answer questions based on this whole WikiLeaks and Julian Assange situation. Apparently questions that she's already asked. So what you're witnessing, what I'm witnessing, what we're all witnessing here is the assault on journalism, the assault on freedom of press, freedom of speech, freedom to ask questions, freedom to challenge authority. This is what we're witnessing here. And it's not because of just Donald Trump. It's not just, it's just Trump's America. No. This is a problem that we've been having for years now. It happened during the Bush administration. It happened during the Obama administration. It's happening during the Trump administration. Trump is just ramping things up. He's just taking it to a whole new level. We have journalists that if they're not basically beating the war drums for the establishment or for the powers that be, the military industrial complex, then basically they're not taken seriously or they're not given shine. These are stories, these are events and topics that absolutely need discussing. And if you have evidence to prove otherwise, then prove it otherwise. But don't shut down the conversation and then just call us conspiracy theorists because we're asking questions. And again, this all goes back to the, attack against journalism, but also trying to sabotage Tulsi Gabbard's campaign by associating her with Niko House. They even mentioned Jimmy Dore, I believe. They mentioned Jimmy Dore in this article. I believe did they mention Jimmy Dore in this article? I forgot. I think they even mentioned Jimmy Dore in the article. They like to attack people like Niko House and Jimmy Dore and say basically that they're conspiracy theorists, but they never look in the mirror. It's always pointing the finger. So this is crazy. But I know I can't wait for Niko's video. This is just a little a video before Niko's video, just a little, I guess, preview. Not a preview. I ain't gonna say it's a preview to his video, but something to get us hyped until he releases it. Because this is funny, that they going after Jimmy Dore, now Niko House. Wow, like they're really, really ramping this up. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm just amazed. This is amazing, amazing, amazing. We gotta do something. We gotta keep this information going. We gotta keep our voices being heard and keep these topics in the limelight. Keep talking about unsolved mysteries. Keep talking about Seth Rich until we get answers. Keep talking about Syria. Keep talking about Yemen. Keep talking about everything, you know? Don't let nobody tell you that you can't talk about a certain topic because it's fringe or, you know, because of how you may look. If you need further evidence, you need further evidence. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So like this video if you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Find me on all social media. Information will be in the description. So you guys, let me go ahead and save this right now. As a matter of fact, I'll save this article so you guys can read it for yourselves. So you guys can properly read it and dissect it for yourselves. And until next time, keep fighting, keep spreading that light. I'm out.